Good morning, group. So what are the pros and cons of investing in townhomes versus multifamily properties in Jacksonville, Florida? That is the question of the day. And before I get to the answer, I put a training together that I think many of you will be interested in. You can go to jwbwebclass.com. It's all about how to invest in rental properties without the headaches. So go there, check it out. I think you'll like it. So why do people invest in townhomes over multifamilies or vice versa? Well, many investors read books and hear from other successful investors, and they become infatuated with the idea of investing in multifamily properties. But not many investors talk about investing in townhomes. So why is that? Well, when you think about a townhome and a multifamily property, townhomes are almost identical to multifamily properties. A townhome gives you the benefits of economies of scale when it comes to expenses, right? You have multiple units under one roof, maybe 4 units or 6 units or more. So when something breaks, it's all under one roof, right? There's only one roof to fix, for example. It also gives you the benefits, townhomes give you the benefits of reducing vacancy risk as well, right? A townhome might have 4 or 6 units, again, under one roof. If one of those residents isn't paying, right, you've got the other residents paying. So you get both of those things, whether it's townhomes, a building of townhomes, or it's a building of a multifamily variety. Not much difference there, right? But there are 3 big advantages to investing in townhomes over multifamilies in Jacksonville, and 1 disadvantage. So I'll walk you through it. All right, the only difference between a townhome and a multifamily building is the way that it's owned. So in a townhome, you might have 4 or 6 units or more under that one roof. And that means if you have a 4-unit townhome building, that has 4 different owners to it and 4 different residents if you're renting them out. In a multifamily, it's a 4-unit, it's a quadruplex. That's 1 owner that may have 4 residents. All right, so the 3 pros to townhomes are this. Number 1, in Jacksonville, the housing stock just does not lend itself to multifamily properties in the neighborhoods that you want to be in for cash flow purposes. All right, it is not like the Northeast. In the Northeast, there's a lot of multifamily properties and it works well. In those cash flow sweet spot neighborhoods in Jacksonville, it just doesn't lend itself to that type of housing stock. There are a lot of townhomes, just not a lot of multifamily properties. And I see we've got 6 or 7 folks walking with us here on the Real Estate Walk and Talk. I appreciate you all being here. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're from, how you found out about the Real Estate Walk and Talk. I always love to know how you guys are finding me, so I appreciate it. Drop a line in the comments there. We're talking townhomes versus multifamily investing and the pros and cons of each. All right, so pro number 1 for townhomes investing in Jacksonville, Florida is the housing stock. There's lots of townhomes in the neighborhoods that you want to be in. There's just not a lot of multifamily properties. And what you don't want to do is go searching to find a multifamily property by the numbers and get in a neighborhood that is not going to work for you, because long-term you'll have more maintenance and vacancy and turnover by being in a lower class neighborhood than you need to be in for cash flow sweet spot purposes. So pro number 1 is the neighborhood for townhomes. Pro number 2 for townhomes is the appraisal and financing is going to be much easier to buy a townhome. Okay, why is this? Well, if there's not a lot of housing stock of multifamily properties in these neighborhoods, that means it's going to make the appraiser's job that much more difficult when they go to appraise the property when you get financing. They don't have a lot of comparable sales. For townhomes, they're all over the place in these neighborhoods. So they have a lot of comparable sales. It's easy on the appraisal. You have much less issues on financing for townhomes. And then the third big pro for townhomes is flexibility. So as I mentioned, if you have 4 units in a townhome building, you have 4 units that you could sell at your discretion. You could sell 1, 2, 3, or 4 at different times. Lots of flexibility when it comes to the disposition of the assets. With a multifamily property, it is 1 asset and you have to sell it at one time. All right? So 3 big advantages to townhomes. 1 disadvantage comes with financing, actually. So in regards to getting the financing to go through much easier for townhomes. However, because they are 4 individual units, if you buy 4 townhome units, that will count as 4 loans on your credit. Now, why is this important? Well, the most advantageous financing terms come for borrowers who have 10 or less properties financed on their credit. Once you get over 10, you can do it. The terms just become less advantageous. So the downside to investing in townhomes is that it would take up 4 loans on your credit, whereas a multifamily property only takes up 1 loan. So there you have it, the pros and the cons. If you're interested in investing in townhomes in Jacksonville, Florida, JWB does a ton of it. It's a big part of our inventory. So you can drop me a line, send me a note, a private message. You can call our team at JWB, and we'll help you out. So I see we've got 7 folks walking with us here. Appreciate all of you being with me on the walk and talk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any thoughts on investing in townhomes, if you've done it before, if you have questions, let me know. We've got David walking, we've got Tara walking, we've got Nika, Lee Bishop always with me, my friend. I appreciated you being on the show yesterday, man. We had a blast, even though we persevered through the IT issues. So everybody, I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.